happy to be here to participate here. Maybe I start with just a few words on the OECD. As mentioned already, Bulgaria is a candidate country. At the moment, we are in the process of accession evaluation or assessment rather of Bulgaria, Croatia, Romania from Europe, and also from South America, Peru, Argentina, and Brazil, and from Asia, Thailand, and Indonesia. It's a rather long process, and what does acceding mean? And probably not dissimilar to that to the European Union. OECD has a set of different legal instruments, and they're usually in the form of recommendations, legal recommendations in different policy areas. Where I am working in the environment, we are responsible for about a quarter of all the OECD legal instruments that a candidate country has to accede to or conform to, and that requires domestic regulatory reforms. And I'm happy to say that at least for my area, for the Environment Policy Committee, Bulgaria is quite advanced in the sense of assessment, and that technical part is finished. There are other policy areas that are still ongoing, so I'll just stop there on this issue of accession. But more generally, on the topic for this panel on energy resilience, Environment Directorate at OECD, we've been quite busy working on how to promote investment in renewable energy. As an economics-based organization, we work a lot on, of course, environmental policy, but often from more economic and financing perspectives. So as we all know, renewable is really the key to the future energy system resilience and security. And as we know, it's a matter of diversification. It's a matter of decentralization, so that we don't rely on just a more centralized source. And especially today, when we have a very volatile situation in the context of geopolitics, but also the worsening effect of climate impacts. All these could be disruptions to energy systems that we have today. So the more distributed and more diversified it is, the more the system can contribute to resilience. So in this context, we have a dedicated program at the OECD, what we call CEFIN, Clean Energy Investment and Finance Mobilization Program. It's an initiative where we work more with emerging and developing economies, more than members. Why? It's because, as we know, that's where the future of energy demand will come from. That's where more of the greenhouse gas emissions will come from. So as this is a priority of OECD member countries to really encourage and support policymakers and governments in emerging and developing economies beyond the OECD membership. So in this specialized initiative, Clean Energy Finance and Investment Mobilization Program, we are addressing a number of different issues. We are working with countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Colombia, South Africa, but also Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and the Caucasus, on how to unlock private capital to promote more investment. So just some stats from, you mentioned the International Nuclear Energy Agency, but there's also under the umbrella of the OECD family, International Energy Agency, IEA. So according to our IEA numbers, we know that clearly there is going to be a massive amount of investment that's needed in order to meet the climate commitment that the global community made at COP28. It was already mentioned earlier on, tripling renewable energy capacity by 2030 and doubling of energy efficiency rate by 2030. And that implies a need of some large sums of capital. So doubling, and that implies doubling of the current annual investment on renewable power generation and distribution grids and battery storage to some $2.5 trillion annually, globally. So that's a lot of money and requires a massive scale-up of investment. And that requires to come from all sources, public, private, and very often blend of both in these areas. Now, we know that there's no shortage of capital globally, but the current state is, despite these needs, investment needs, the money is not flowing to these projects.
Okay. Please can wrap up.
Yeah, okay. So just to say that what's needed to shift the flow of capital is, first and foremost, clear policy and consistent policy signals from the government side and policymaker side to incentivize private investors, and also a regulatory framework that has to be conducive to create a enabling environment for private investors to flow, make sure that the money of flow goes to this type of renewable investment project. So I'll just end there for this round. Thanks.